I've been working in the field for the World Food Program for the last 25 years in primarily complex emergencies. We're increasingly being asked to provide life-saving services in complex emergencies around the world, be it in Yemen, be it in Syria, be it in Sudan. You know, all these places are in large part areas where a political vacuum exists, and the only kind of response that's available is a humanitarian response. In Yemen, we have over 1,000 staff who are every day going out into the field delivering services. Most of them are Yemeni. 95% of our staff component are Yemeni, and these are people who are, putting their personal security at risk every day to deliver life-saving assistance. There's still fighting throughout Yemen. There's an economic war that's being carried out around the country. We in the World Food Program have recently suffered losses. We had one of our international staff members targeted and killed, which I think is one of the first times that the World Food Program has faced something like that in our over 60-year history around the world. We've obviously had people who have been killed in conflict, but we've never had people who have been selected and targeted for doing the kind of work that is about alleviating sufferings. This kind of challenge that we're facing around the world and also daily in Yemen is complex. If I had one message for the thousands of humanitarian workers in Yemen is just to keep the faith. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I'm faced with challenges all day until I go to sleep at night, just to do the work that we're trying to do. And sometimes it's frustrating, it seems daunting, it seems impossible. There is a real desire to engage and to get out of this cycle of violence that we're faced with here in Yemen, so you just can't give up. On International Humanitarian Day, I think it's important to give a shout out to the families of humanitarians, because they often have to deal with the pressures of having their loved ones away, working in complex environments where there's lots of insecurity and instability. That's not easy, and I think it's important to recognize not just the people doing the work, but also the families that they leave behind. So humanitarians are constantly being pushed into the breach. Balancing that risk is becoming more and more challenging for humanitarian workers all over the world.